Welcome back. Now, many Nigerian football fans and experts still feel the pain when they remember the 2010 World Cup. With so much promise before the tournament, the Super Eagles simply failed to take off and were dumped out in the first round. CGTN's Deji Badmus brings us more on the shattered dreams.
It's one tournament that most Nigerian football fans would always recall with sadness. Sadness because many had believed that if there was any African team that was going to make a strong showing at the FIFA 2010 World Cup, it would be Nigeria. More so because the tournament was being hosted on African soil for the very first time. The build-up to the World Cup was full of drama for Nigeria. The team only managed to secure qualification by beating Kenya 3-2 in the last qualifying match in Nairobi, and Tunisia losing 1-0 to Mozambique.
If Tunisia had won that game in Mozambique, in Maputo, Tunisia would have qualified ahead of us.
The man at the helm of affairs during the qualifiers was Shuaibu Amodu, arguably the most successful local coach in the country. But weeks of the World Cup, he was fired, and in came Swede Lars Lagerbäck.
Nigeria against Argentina.
Any belief that Lagerbäck could work wonders on the team began to fade right from the very first match against Argentina, which the Super Eagles lost 1-0.
Curling it over, a clear header and a goal! Oh my word!
Any hope of a revival against Greece was extinguished as the Eagles were shocked 2-1 following a red card to Eagles defender Sani Keita for what many consider an inexplicable challenge. By the time the team lined up against Korea in the last game of the first round of matches, most fans had given up. Nigeria drew the game 2-2 and ended their turbulent journey in World Cup 2010. The Lagerbäck project had failed.
I'm not sure the result could have been worse than we had if Amodu had remained the coach of the team. I think the fact that he qualified that team for the World Cup, we should have allowed him to lead the team to the World Cup.
Lars Lagerbäck was even struggling to get to know the players. If you watch our games right from the first game, you could notice some tactical errors. You could notice that there was this disconnect between the players and the coach.
One key moment many Nigerian fans will never forget about the tournament was the shocking miss by the country's top striker at the time, Yakubu Ayegbeni, in the match against South Korea. Many still believe that miss cost Nigeria progression to the next round.
It took some time for a whole lot of Nigerians to forgive him. I remember he had to do a press conference. It was unlike Yakubu that we all know.
One bright spot for the country during the tournament was the performance of goalkeeper Vincent Enyama. In all the 3 matches the Super Eagles played, he put up very brilliant displays, especially in the match against Argentina, where he denied one Lionel Messi from getting on the score sheet.
He was by far our best player at the 2010 World Cup. If you look at that game between Nigeria and Argentina, our first game, it was just a game between Enyama and Messi.
Generally, it was a bad World Cup performance for Nigeria as a team. The preparation was poor. There were too many troubles for the team off the field of play. And eventually, those troubles made their way to the pitch and spoiled what should have been a dream World Cup for the Super Eagles on the continent. Deji Badmus, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.